Hey guys, Carlz0r here, and today we're going to be checking out a game called Besiege. This is version 0.01, which is an alpha, and obviously a very early alpha if you go by the version number alone, but not so much indicated in the gameplay. I'm actually surprised by the fact that I haven't really run into any bugs whatsoever while I've been playing this. The only thing that really feels alpha about it so far is the fact that a lot of these levels and stuff aren't implemented yet. If you try to go to any of these islands over here, they just say under construction, and this moon here, which I assume is going to be moon-themed levels, maybe with lower gravity or something, also says under construction, but it's interesting to see where they plan to go with this. Now, this isn't just one level here. This is actually a series of 15 levels, starting down here and working your way up towards Winfrith's Peak. There's also a little sandbox thingy here. Click on that, and I'll go ahead and show you what the graphics look like at the very least by showing you. This is actually a very complicated level compared to the ones that I've seen in the single-player main campaign mode so far. But you can see that they've gone for a minimalist style, not texturing every little bit of ground that's not important. And I think that's for two reasons. I think A, it's a style thing for them to not show a lot of extra detail on the ground and to keep the play area not feeling too cluttered up and stuff. And just to go for this nice, clean, crisp style that they've been going for here. But I think also, in a way, it's reducing lag on the game. I haven't really run into any performance issues whatsoever, no matter what I've decided to do or build or make or have happen in this. So I think the fact that they haven't really overloaded your video RAM with a lot of extra textures might be partially thanks, or might be a partial reason for that. Anyway, I'm going to go back to Epsilon here, and we can just start going through some of the early levels, and I can show you what this game is all about. Now, if you've played Autocraft or anything like that, there's actually a few games that have followed kind of the same structure. This gameplay will look very similar to you. You get different kinds of blocks and stuff, and you can latch them onto any point of your little core here. For this, I think I'm going to go ahead and just build a little base out of maybe just some wooden blocks like that. I think maybe some... oh, we want to have steerable wheels. So we're going to put on some steering hinges, some motor wheels, and we don't necessarily have to have the back ones steerable, just the front ones. And I also usually like to go ahead and take the key mapper tool and just change the wheel speed of the back ones all the way down, because otherwise it seems like the wheels try to fight each other and stuff. I'm sure it would be useful to have all-wheel drive in certain circumstances, but just for getting around on flat ground, front-wheel drive seems to work. Now we have to come up with some way that we are going to destroy this house up here. And we could just use cannons, which I'll show you really quick. And click this button to set the machine on the ground. You also have these other options up here, like being able to translate the machine up and down, left and right, so on and so forth. You can only build within this box here, so if you start to reach your boundaries on one side, but you want to keep going, of course you can move it around and stuff. There's a button to automatically default it to the ground. You can rotate it with that. You can erase, or you can just hover over stuff and press X to get rid of it. Simply enough. I'm just going to get rid of this little piece right here to show you how easy that is. Anyway, whenever you're ready to go, you hit space, and everything has its own little control styles. These turnable pivots on my wheels have left and right. Of course, they go ahead and make that easy, but they're all also rebindable and changeable and stuff, which I'll show you in just a moment. The cannons by default are set to C, so we can fire those and easily enough destroy the house. Another thing we could do if we wanted to, go over and run this guy over, if we can catch up with him. Yeah! Make a nice satisfying little splatter sound. Oh, and now we've gotten ourselves stuck. This is where all-wheel drive might have been kind of useful. Launch ourselves. There's physics and momentum and everything in here, so I just launched myself into the building by using the kickback from my cannon since I was facing the wrong way. The sheep and stuff can be squished and as well. For the next zone, maybe we'll use a different strategy. I mean, that's a little bit higher up anyway, so we're going to have to come up with something that can actually reach that, that windmill. So, let's make something a little bit more complicated, shall we? Oops. Anytime you accidentally do something you don't mean to do, you can just hit undo. So, let's build... Actually, stop that. Let's build a little thing like this. And it's going to have... I'm trying to remember where everything is in these menus so I can access them quickly without bumbling around like an idiot like I'm doing right now. Regular old hinge like this. Make sure it's facing the right way. If something isn't facing the way you want it to, you can hit the R button to rotate it 90 degrees. Just simple enough. You can go ahead and build a little arm like that. And go to weaponry, make a holder, put a flaming ball in that holder. Now this might just tip over and be a complete failure, but that's something we can deal with if it happens. This game's all about trial and error, kind of like an autocraft. If you have a crappy vehicle design, then just build it slightly differently, make modifications to it. One thing that I would like to see improved in this is just the... make a little stop for the catapult arm. I'd like to see improvements with the, like, picking up and building and moving stuff around in the building mode. Because, see, like, if I had something kind of complicated built like this arm here, it didn't take me that long to put together, but it would be nice if I could just kind of grab this hinge and pull the whole thing off if I needed to, like, reattach it someplace else. It would just help in modifying a design. Something that, you know, Kerbal Space Program does, but that game's also been around for a long time. And this is an early alpha, so I'm not expecting that yet, but it is something that I wouldn't mind seeing in the future. Anyway, let's get back to what I was doing. I'm going to make some springs. I'm going to attach them here, and here, and here, and here. And let's go ahead and get some structural braces, too, just to keep this thing from falling apart catastrophically. We can just attach it there. And maybe attach something there. Oh, I didn't make that the same. Try that again. Right there. I'm also going to put a brace here, just to strengthen that a little bit, because these catapult arms tend to snap when you have a little stopper there. I'm just trying to prevent that from happening. I'm just going to put some braces on it to keep it from falling apart too badly. And maybe just go ahead and give this a little bit of its own structure. We don't want to get in the way of the cannonball, but maybe low down on here, just a little bit of extra support. That thing looks pretty rugged. I think I like it. Let's give it a try. Aim ourselves, hit the L button to... Oh, we lost our arm, but our design works. We just lost the arm. Oh, we didn't lose it that time, and we actually... see, the length of time that I held the L button down to contract the springs, which is basically what I was doing. It's also a good time to show you. Anything that has a command or whatever, I can change this to whatever I want. And now the cool thing is that it doesn't change all of them. So if we go back to something like my old design, actually let's just use this vehicle right here as an example. You can put cannon right here. This is a bad idea, by the way. This is probably going to make the machine fall over. I'm just doing this so I can show you. Key mapper. That one will leave as C. This one will change to V by hovering over this and pressing the V key. And then we can just go there and hit space again. And now we can fire that cannon, which broke that arm, of course, and that cannon, which broke that arm, of course. That's kind of funny, actually. Let's just drag those around. Oh, what happens if we can... Oh my gosh! That's what happens if I contract the spring. It's alive! It's still alive! Nice. Anyway, that's enough for that level. We beat it already by destroying the windmill. And at the next zone here, which we are going to want to probably build something smaller. Whenever you want to build something smaller, but it carried over your vehicle from the last time, you don't want to sit there and delete parts, you can just destroy everything by clicking... Oops. I keep on... Oh. I thought the X meant destroy. I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. The check mark means, yes, I do want to destroy. Sometimes it can be difficult to commentate and talk at the same time. I want to go ahead and just build a small, little maneuverable vehicle, because you see these things right here? I'll show you what they do in a minute. And you can probably already guess, judging by how cautious I'm being of them. But, nice thing too, the game automatically tries to figure out like the symmetry of your vehicles. So like when you place wheels on either side, it automatically orients them in the right direction, and it automatically makes the steering thingies opposite, so that you know, when you press left, one goes one way and the other one goes the other way, and vice versa for right or whatever. Another thing worth noting, by the way, is these steering hinges aren't limited to just being for your wheels here. You can use these for anything. Say I wanted to rotate it like that. We can go to the key mapper. Oops, not wooden block. Not wooden block. Where do I need to... Oh, there we go. And I can change this to something like maybe T and G. And now I can control that. And I can build onto that. I can put an arm or something and then put a freaking circular saw. Wait, why won't that fit? Oh, it's because it's too high up. Lower that to the ground. Yeah. Circular saws and a metal blade and a freaking flamethrower, which oops. What did I... Okay. Let's go ahead and hit space. And we have T and G. We can have Y, shooting our flamethrowers. We're doing all kinds of crazy stuff with our thing, and boom! That's what the bombs do. Yeah, anyway. All that is completely unnecessary. I was just showing you the kinds of stuff that you can be creative with and build in this game. This game is all about either choosing to do things very surgically and precisely, and building something that does exactly what you want it to do, or trying to be as creative as possible and try to solve things in interesting ways. Anyway, key mapper down, key mapper down, because yeah, some things have like parameters and stuff that you can set. It's going to go a little bit slower this way, but it'll be a lot more controllable. I guess if I were going for speed in this, I would just make it fast, and then I would just try it until I got it to work. Please don't run into that bomb sheep. Squish. Squish, little sheepies. Oops. There's also another good way that I found of doing the steering in this, and I'm actually going to repeat this level really quick just so I can show that. If I go ahead and get rid of like everything, and I can put a steery hinge thing right here. Oops, it's actually facing the wrong way. Rotate. Put a little wooden block right there. Maybe 2 more wooden blocks like that. And some wheels. You can also steer... Oh, wrong kind of hinge. Duh. I do like that the game figures out properly when you delete stuff like that. It doesn't just detach everything. And oh, I forgot to rotate it again. Gosh. Don't mind me, just an idiot here. There we go. I was having trouble deleting that for some reason. Rotate. There. Now, it steers a little bit differently now. And this is useful, I guess, for something. Might make steering over certain types of terrain easier or something. It's just another way to do things. There's not just one way to go about everything. As you can see, in a situation like this, we're going to need to actually have a pretty versatile machine to get through this level. Maybe if we plop a cannon, oops, right here, and then we could make, you know what, let's go back to the old arm with buzzsaws on it idea. You know, the classic. Change that to be, let's say, R and F, because I don't think those are used for anything else that I can think of. And make a big long arm. Put some buzzsaws on it. So there's actually some dudes right here on this wall that'll start shooting arrows at me, and that can actually damage my ship. So, or ship? It's not exactly a ship, Carlz0r. Anyway, let's see how this works. Hit space, hit C to fire the cannon, hit the bomb in front of the wall. I don't know why they put that there. Seems kind of foolish. Let's just hope that this arm doesn't tip us over. And rotate the camera by right-clicking and dragging, by the way. Oh! One of the buildings already got destroyed. Well, let's just, I think it'll be easier if we back up to this. Go forward and back up. Go ahead and lower this down. No, it doesn't quite reach from this angle. Maybe we just have to go over here. I've often found setting up this kind of steering situation to be easier than the other way. I guess that's part of the reason why I showed it and recommended it. There we go. It kind of broke our Buzzsaw Arm, but it doesn't matter if it breaks, you just have to win. Next zone. Ah, yes, one of my favorites. I actually have my my machine from completing this level still saved in here. And actually, this isn't the final version of it. I made a couple of modifications. Bear with me for a moment here while I remake those modifications. I put a couple of flamethrowers on it because why not? And maybe a couple of cannons as well. I haven't even shown the metal plating and stuff yet. That's all located on this tab. You just click and place it wherever you want. I'm going to use... Oh, I can't use that type. I can use it there. It just defends me from the arrows and stuff because there's archers back here on this back line that shoot arrows, and those arrows slowly damage your machine. And eventually, they'll take a toll on it and it'll start breaking apart. But hopefully we win before then. So we have Spinning Blade of Death down here below. This is attached to a pivoting joint that pivots on its own and sends these... Basically, it's a lawnmower. Let's just call it what it is. It's a lawnmower for stupid little cannon fodder knights. I think this level is actually called the Queen's Fodder. Anyway, so cannons are C, flamethrowers are Y, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes. And we don't really have to know anything else except to steer the thing, so let's do it. So let's go ahead and hit the cannons, take out some of those archers preemptively. Let's hit flamethrower so we can start burning these guys behind us. And you see I already ran over a good deal of them. Oh, there are some bombs on this level to be careful of. And we won. But let's go ahead and blow ourselves... Oh, we're already on fire. Then we could blow ourselves up anyway. No harm in that. Next zone. What did I do here? Oh yeah, I also have my design from this level still saved. So let me just show you that rather than spending a whole bunch of time building it. Yeah, I started to get kind of proud of my machines after a while, even though this one's really simple. Oh, I don't remember what the controls are that I specified for this. I can just go back and check it though. So the key mapper, all these settings are retained, by the way. I'm really impressed by this alpha that it already has a vehicle saving thing that loads up your vehicles exactly the way you made them, including all of the key bindings and everything. It's really advanced and really nice, and I'm sure you can break it somehow, but I haven't had any problem with it yet. So T and Y is to rotate, and G and B is to move it up and down. G and B, R and T. Okay. I just, you know, pick letters that are close to each other, but then I forget later, so I have to check it. I should come up with a better system. Anyway, the way you do this level, it's not actually about destroying things at all. Oops. We need to, oh, T and Y I meant to say, not R and T. Yeah. We need to grab these things. The way we do that is with the little grabby claw on the end of my machine here. That totally worked before. Not sure what's going on now. Let's give it another shot, though. What I was doing before was I just drove up to it, backed up to it, rotate, and then I just kind of pulled it. There we go. Now it's working again. And is it V to release? Yeah, it's V to release. And we can lift that thing back up so it doesn't grab it again by accident. And then we can just back up, back up, back up, forward, forward, forward. It's not the most efficient way of doing this, I'm sure, but oh, it's a little bit wobbly. T. There we go. Now this one requires a little bit of finesse, so we need to jiggle it down off of here. Come on. Oh no! Maybe we can still accomplish our goals. Well, maybe not. Let's just move on to the next level because you can see how that's done and I don't feel like wasting your time doing that again. Level select. That was old mining site, so then old mining site. Oop. Where's level 6? Oh, that is 6. I thought that was a 5 at first. I'm playing in kind of a low resolution for the recording, so, you know. Don't worry. Oh, okay. This one I'm actually going to skip just because I'd rather show you the next one. Well, why not, actually? This is another one where I saved one of my vehicles because I was proud of it. This, you may recognize some of the design elements from the earlier episode where I kind of sort of replicated a smaller version of it. This is a catapult. That's my target. I just rotate the view here a little bit and wham! Yep, direct shot. Okay. Didn't take that long to show it. And then this one said to destroy this with explosives, and it put me in the same vehicle that I had just made, so I was like, okay, well, you know, I can do that. Easy enough. Get rid of my flaming ball. Get a bomb instead. Plop it right there. Hasta la vista, baby. Love the vehicle, or the building crumbling in this. It's actually pretty neat. Anyway, I think I've shown you guys enough of this game for you to decide if it's something that you would like or not. Link, again, is going to be in the description down below. If you want to go ahead and pick this up as an early alpha in this current version, go ahead and do that, or you can wait for it to release on Steam. Although, if you buy it through the website, you'll also get a DRM free copy, so there's not really anything to lose there. That's all the time I got. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.